The person lying next to you tonight has already rehearsed leaving, not out loud, not with bags packed. In their nervous system, in their emotional architecture, the exit has already been mapped silently, precisely over months. And the version of them you are interacting with right now, that's not your partner. That's a placeholder. A presence maintained out for logistics while the real departure happens underneath, where you can't see it, can't argue with it. But by the time you feel it, it's finished. And this is what makes quite detachment the most dangerous pattern in any relationship. It doesn't announce itself. There is no dramatic argument, no ultimatum, no slammed doors. There is just this slow withdrawal of emotional investment, so gradual that you mistake it for tiredness, for stress, for a rough patch. You tell yourself that they're just going through something. They will come back. They always come back. But there is a version of leaving that doesn't require someone to walk out the door. It happens internally, invisibly, and by the time the physical departure arrives, if it ever does, the emotional one happened so long ago that they don't even grieve the relationship. They grieve the time they wasted staying after they had already decided. So today I'm going to walk you through the exact stages of quiet detachment, how it begins, how it accelerates, and the signs that your partner is no longer deciding whether to leave. They are deciding when. So here's the pattern people miss. Detachment doesn't start with distance. It starts with disappointment that lost its voice. At some point, your partner tried. They raised the issue. They expressed the need. They asked for something to change. And it didn't. Or it changed temporarily, just long enough to quiet the complaint, and then reverted. That cycle, raise, hope, revert, disappointment, has a shelf life. And when it expires, something fundamental shifts. They stop trying to fix the relationship, not because they have accepted it, because they have exited the emotional contract. They are no longer invested in the outcome, and a partner who is no longer invested in the outcome isn't fighting with you anymore. They are managing you until they are ready to leave. So a man, 44, married, 18 years of marriage, described his marriage to me as fine, not great, not terrible, fine. His wife had become quieter over the years, but he attributed it to the kids, to work, and to the normal fatigue of a long marriage. Then one Tuesday evening, she told him she wanted a divorce. He was blindsided completely. He said, "Where is this coming from? We don't even fight." And she looked at him with an expression he had never seen before. Not anger, not sadness, exhaustion. Bone level exhaustion. And she said, "I stopped fighting 2 years ago. You just didn't notice." So when they unpacked it in the worst, most painful series of conversation of his life, the timeline became horrifyingly clear. 2 years earlier, she had tried to tell him she felt emotionally alone in the marriage. And he had said, "I'm right here. What are you talking about?" She tried again 3 months later, more specific this time. And he got defensive, told her she was overthinking, that other couples had it worse. So she stopped. Not because she agreed, because she realized that emotional cost of trying to be heard had exceeded the emotional cost of silence. And that calculation, that single quiet, devastating calculation, was the moment she detached. For 2 full years, she lived in the same house, shared the same bed, attended the same dinners, while internally, methodically, she was disconnecting every emotional wire that tied her to him. She grieved the marriage in private. She processed the loss with her therapist. She rebuilt her identity that didn't include him. And by the time she had said the word divorce, she had already completed it. Emotionally, she had been gone for 700 days, just never counted them. And when he asked me, how did I not see it? The answer was simple. He didn't see it because it wasn't loud. Quiet detachment never is loud. It's the most civilized form of abandonment that exists, and it's everywhere. So here's what derives this process psychologically. Detachment follows a predictable three-stage sequence. And once you understand it, you will see it operating in relationships all around you. Stage number 1, protest. This is the early phase. The partner who's unhappy is still emotionally invested. They complain, they criticize, they bring up things repeatedly. They seem needy, demanding, even nagging. And most people read this as the problem. They are always complaining, they are never satisfied. But the protest isn't the disease. Protest is the immune response. It means they still believe the relationship can be saved. A partner who's fighting with you is a partner who still cares enough to fight. Stage number 2, despair. This is the transition. The protests have been ignored, minimized, or temporarily addressed without real change. The emotional immune system begins to shut down. The complaints get quieter, the arguments get shorter. They stop initiating difficult conversation. They stop asking for change. On the surface, it looks like the relationship improved. In reality, it's entering its most dangerous phase, because silence after protest isn't peace, it's surrender. The partner that hasn't accepted the situation, they have abandoned hope that the situation can change you in it. Stage number 3, detachment. This is the final phase. The emotional bond is actively being dissolved, not through conflict, through quiet internal reorganization. They start making decisions without consulting you. They develop independent routines. Their future tense stops including we and starts defaulting to I. They become pleasant but unreachable, cooperative but uninvested. They might have seemed happier, calmer, lighter, more at ease, and you think things are getting better. They are not getting better. Your partner is getting lighter because they have put down the weight of the relationship. They are no longer carrying it. They have already let go. You are the one still holding on. The devastating irony of this sequence is that most partners only wake up at stage 3 when their partner seems different, distant, detached, and they rush to fix things. But stage 3 isn't where the damage happened. Stage 1 was. When they were loud, when inconvenient and asking you to listen, that was the window and you missed it. So 5 signs your partner is in the detachment phase now, and it is very important for you to understand. Sign number 1, the arguments have stopped but nothing was resolved. Think about this carefully. You used to fight about the same things: emotional availability, intimacy, priorities, feeling unheard. And then one day, those fights just disappeared. But did the issue get resolved? Or did one person simply stop bringing them up? So if the silence wasn't preceded by genuine repair, mutual understanding and changed behavior, it's not resolution, it's resignation. And resignation is detachment wearing a mask of maturity. Sign number 2, they have become self-sufficient. Self-sufficient in ways they were not before. New routines, new interests, new friendships you aren't part of. Suddenly they are exercising more, reading more, going out more, and you think, great, they are taking care of themselves. Maybe. Or maybe they are building a life that doesn't require you. Watch the direction of the growth. Is it growing toward the relationship or is it growing away from it? Detaching partners don't collapse. They reconstruct. They reconstruct quietly, strategically, piece by piece. Sign number 3, they respond to everything with calm indifference. You say something that would have started a fight 6 months ago, and they just nod. Okay, sure, whatever you think. No pushback, no emotion, no investment. This isn't growth. This isn't them becoming easygoing. This is someone who has emotionally exited the negotiation. You can't upset someone who has already decided the outcome. They are not agreeing with you, they are waiting you out. Sign number 4, physical intimacy becomes mechanical or even disappears. Not a sudden rejection, a slow draining of presence from the physical. They still go through the motions, but their body is performing, not connecting. The kiss has no weight. The touch has no intention. The closeness has no warmth. Or it stops entirely and they don't seem bothered by the absence. When someone detaches emotionally, the body follows. Intimacy requires vulnerability, and vulnerability requires emotional investment. So when the investment is gone, the body checks out. Not in anger, in indifference. Sign number 5. Their future language has changed. Future language. This is the most diagnostic sign, by the way. Listen to how they talk about the future. Do they say, we should, or I want to? Do they include you in plans 6 months from now, or do their plans sound suspiciously individual? I have been thinking about moving closer to my family. I want to go back to school. I need to figure out what I want. That shift from collective to individual future framing isn't ambition, it's architectural. They are designing a next chapter and you are not in the blueprint, my dear. So here's the part that's going to stay with you. The quiet detachment didn't start the day they stopped caring. It started the day they stopped complaining. That was the signal. The loud, inconvenient, frustrating, repetitive signal that you read as nagging. That was them fighting for the relationship. And the day it went quiet, that wasn't them calming down. That was them giving up. Every partner who quietly detaches can point to a moment, sometimes several as well, when they tried to be heard, when they opened the door and waited for you to walk through it, and you did not. Not because you are a bad person, but because you confused silence with peace. And that confusion cost you something you may not be able to get back. So if you are recognizing this pattern, if your partner has gone quiet and you are only now realizing that quiet means you have a very narrow window, and the worst thing you can do is panic. Don't bombard them with affection. Don't suddenly plan trips. Don't promise to change. Those gestures feel desperate to a person who has already emotionally packed their bags. They don't want a performance. They want proof that you finally see what they have been showing you for years. So start there. First of all, name it. Say the thing that stopped believing you would ever say. Like, I think you gave up on me hearing you. And I think you were right to. Not as a manipulation, as an acknowledgement. The most powerful thing you can offer a detaching partner isn't love. It's the truth that you finally understand what your love failed to do. And if you are too late, if the detachment is complete and they have already emotionally relocated, then the most respectful thing you can do is stop performing a relationship that only exists on your side. Some departures don't need a suitcase. They have already happened inside someone's chest long before single word is spoken. And if you are the one who stopped complaining, you are not cold. You are not heartless. You are someone who fought for something that didn't fight back. And the detachment you built wasn't cruelty, it was survival. And if you are the one who just realized that the silence wasn't peace, now you know. The loudest cry for help in any relationship isn't a scream, it's the moment they stop screaming altogether. So what do you do with that silence right now? Is the only thing that matters.